Maury Troy Travis was an American serial killer who terrorized the St. Louis, Missouri area in the early 2000s. His brutal crimes, along with his disturbing online activities, shocked the public and law enforcement alike. Here's detailed information about his life and the crimes he committed. Early life and background. Maury Travis was born on October 25, 1965 in Rochester, Minnesota. He grew up in Ferguson, Missouri, and had a relatively normal childhood. He graduated from McClure High School in 1983 and attended a community college but didn't complete a degree. Criminal activities and murders. Travis began his criminal activities with relatively minor offenses, including burglary and theft. However, his criminal behavior escalated to far more sinister acts. Between 2000 and 2002, he abducted, tortured, and murdered at least 12 women. Travis often targeted women engaged in sex work, exploiting their vulnerable circumstances. He would abduct them, torture them, and then strangle or beat them to death. He documented these brutal acts through photographs and videos, leaving behind a trail of digital evidence that would later play a key role in his capture. Online activities and videos. One of the most disturbing aspects of Travis's case was his use of the internet to share his crimes. He posted videos and images of his victims being tortured and murdered on a website he maintained. The site was hosted on servers in Germany, making it difficult for law enforcement to shut it down quickly. Discovery and capture. In June 2002, a local news outlet received an email from someone claiming responsibility for the murders and directing them to Travis's website. Law enforcement agencies from various jurisdictions were alerted, and the St. Louis Police, the FBI, and other agencies launched an investigation. By analyzing the website and other digital evidence, investigators were able to link Travis to the murders. His IP address and patterns of communication led them to his apartment. Fearing that he was about to be captured, Travis committed suicide on June 10, 2002, by hanging himself in his jail cell using bedsheets. Legacy and impact. The Maury Travis case highlighted the emerging challenges that law enforcement faced with criminals exploiting the internet to document and share their crimes. It also sparked debates about online privacy, the availability of disturbing content, and the responsibility of internet service providers to monitor and report criminal activities. Travis's case continues to be studied by criminal psychologists and law enforcement professionals to better understand the motivations and behaviors of serial killers who engage in such graphic and public displays of violence. His legacy serves as a grim reminder of the intersection between technology and criminal behavior. A couple of theories that have been proposed to explain what might have driven him to commit such brutal acts. 1. Sadistic gratification and control. One theory suggests that Maury Travis's crimes were driven by a sadistic need for gratification and control. The torture and murder of his victims, along with his documentation and sharing of the horrific acts online, could have provided him with a sense of power and pleasure. His ability to exert complete control over his victims' lives and deaths might have given him a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment that he couldn't obtain through normal means. 2. Escalating fantasies and desensitization. Serial killers often experience escalating fantasies that lead to increasingly violent acts. In Travis's case, it's possible that he began with lesser forms of criminal behavior, such as burglary, and gradually escalated to more extreme acts. Over time, the thrill he derived from each act of violence might have diminished, leading him to commit progressively more brutal acts to maintain the same level of excitement and fulfillment. 3. Psychopathy and lack of empathy. Psychopathic individuals often exhibit a lack of empathy and remorse, which can drive them to commit heinous acts without feeling any guilt. Travis's ability to torture and murder multiple victims while documenting his actions at crime could be attributed to his psychopathic tendencies. The absence of remorse might have enabled him to engage in such violent behaviors without hesitation. 4. Exhibitionist tendencies. Travis's decision to document and share his crimes online suggests exhibitionist tendencies. Some serial killers derive satisfaction from public displays of their actions, enjoying the shock and horror they evoke from others. For Travis, the act of showcasing his crimes could have been a way to further exert control over his victims even after their deaths, by perpetuating the terror they experienced. 5. Seeking infamy and attention. Certain serial killers are motivated by a desire for attention and notoriety. Travis's decision to share his crimes online might have been an attempt to gain recognition and fame for his actions, even if it meant being perceived as a monster. The knowledge that his acts were generating widespread shock and fear could have been a source of satisfaction for him. 6. Complex psychological factors. Serial killers' motivations are often influenced by a complex interplay of psychological, environmental, and personal factors. It's possible that a combination of childhood experiences, personality traits, and unresolved psychological issues contributed to Maury Travis's violent behavior, leading him down a path of sadistic brutality. Some interesting facts about Maury Travis. Online documentation. One of the most chilling aspects of Maury Travis's case was his use of the internet to document and share his crimes. He created a website where he posted videos and images of his victims being tortured and murdered, showcasing his sadistic acts to a horrified online audience. Disturbing alias. Travis used the online alias FSwalker for his website and communications. The letters FSU stood for Sweet Women, a grotesque irony given the violent and brutal nature of his crimes. International implications. Travis's website was hosted on servers in Germany, which posed a challenge for law enforcement trying to shut it down due to jurisdictional complexities and international laws. Email to news outlet. The case came to light when Travis sent an email to the St. Louis Post, Dispatch newspaper, claiming responsibility for the murders and directing them to his website. This email prompted a joint investigation involving local police and federal agencies. Unknown victim count. While Travis was officially linked to at least 12 murders, he hinted that the true number of his victims could be much higher. He alluded to the possibility of additional bodies buried across the St. Louis area. Torture devices. Travis used homemade devices to torture his victims, including restraints and implements designed to cause pain. This suggests a level of premeditation and planning in his crimes. Police sketch. Law enforcement released a composite sketch of a possible suspect based on descriptions provided by witnesses. Ironically, Travis himself called in to provide a tip about the sketch, which ultimately led police closer to him. Suicide in custody. Maury Travis was arrested on June 30, 2002. While in custody, he managed to hang himself using a bedsheet in his jail cell on June 10, 2002, effectively ending his own life before he could face trial. Notoriety and influence. Travis's case highlighted the disturbing trend of criminals using the internet to share their crimes and gain notoriety. His actions raised concerns about how digital platforms can inadvertently amplify the impact of such individuals. Psychological analysis. Travis's case continues to be studied by criminal psychologists and behavioral experts to better understand the motives and psychological factors behind individuals who engage in extreme acts of violence and seek to publicize their actions. Impact on online regulation. The case spurred discussions about online content regulation and the responsibilities of internet service providers to monitor and report illegal activities, especially when they involve the distribution of violent and graphic content. The Maury Travis case remains a grim reminder of the disturbing potential for violence that can manifest within individuals and the challenges that law enforcement and society face in dealing with criminals who exploit modern technology to amplify their crimes. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of the intriguing tale. If you enjoyed this video and found the information fascinating, we encourage you to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on more engaging content.